I hope to see Regina. I came on to see Regina, but I just wanted to tell you a story. So yesterday, I was trying to get a hold of a cemetery to talk to the groundskeeper because his wife has a handwritten record of the genealogy of everybody in the cemetery because it's the Bohemian National Cemetery. And you can't buy plots there. They're handed down by family, or they're handed down by family, or somehow they have it already. But so that was the Bohemian National Cemetery I was trying to call, but I ended up calling Braceville Gardner Cemetery, and this lady answered, and thanks for a thumbs up. This lady answered, and she sounded like a secretary, and I kind of thought, well, I got the wrong number because this isn't like what I thought. So I told her I was looking for a woman who had done handwritten records of the genealogy of the cemetery. And she said, "Did you call the right cemetery?" And I was like, "Wait a second, is this Braceville Gardner or Braceville Gardner?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, I called the wrong place." But I told her, I said, "You know what? I go through that cemetery all the time." And I said, "I don't mean to say anything rude or anything, but I noticed that there's a lot of flooding there all the time." And I said, one time I drove through there like a year and a half ago, there was flooding so bad that the stones, got loose and crooked, and the grass was uprooted and everything. And I said, I always wanted to take dirt out there and adjust the stones or just do something. And so she said one reason why it floods like that is because there's a lot of sand. And then she said a section of the cemetery was flooded because a neighbor to the cemetery was having their water pumped into the cemetery instead of wherever you're supposed to. So that was draining into the cemetery. But that wasn't what I was talking about, because the area I'm talking about is kind of center off to the left. And what she was talking about was on the edge of the cemetery. But I said, if I can help, I'll leave my number. And she said, okay, you can do tree cleanup whenever they do that, which probably isn't often. I might not even get a call, but it's definitely not going to be now. They're not going to do that in December, probably not January. So I just saved the number under the cemetery name. So when they call back, I know they're probably calling back about wanting me to help out or something. I'm not sure how I would be able to film anything out there if I'm supposed to be picking up tree branches, but the cemeteries I've been through, when there's a storm, they're huge chunks of trees that get knocked down. Not usually small branches, it's usually a huge section. There's a cemetery, I want to say it's called Oakwood or something, and there's a lot of hills. I went through there before, and there was a tree knocked down. So I had to kind of drive around it, and then the groundskeeper was coming in, so I had to find a way out. But I just wanted to say that I ended up signing up to volunteer for helping a cemetery, but it wasn't on purpose. So I did leave a message for the Bohemian National Cemetery, but they haven't gotten back to me. But I did say I'm calling about handwritten record for the genealogy for the entire cemetery, and Dad had talked to the groundskeeper, and it was his wife. So who knows? Half the time I try to get hold of someone, they never call me back. But I still try. That's not the cemetery that I wanted to volunteer for. I want to volunteer for Evergreen Cemetery in Morris, Illinois, because they have a lot of stones that are uprooted, a lot of things that are not fixed. So, but they do have a lot of people working on the lawn and stuff, but nobody's out there fixing anything. So, I hope Regina comes on. I just saw her make a comment on a video earlier. So, other things. I wanted to talk about when I see strangers in the cemetery. It's not easy to approach somebody, especially when there's a chance you could get rejected. They could say something rude. They could say no. They could not understand what you're doing. I have not been rejected yet. Excuse me. Somebody did reject me, but then they turn around and let me film anyway. And that was someone setting up for a funeral. You know, they're like, no, I can't really do this. It's kind of strange. Because I wanted to take pictures and film a little bit. And he's like, no. And I said, that's okay. And he said, come back. Don't get the van in the picture. When I was that close to him. And he said, don't really get him. Don't be filming him, what he's doing around the van. So I did get it on camera, but no one ever has rejected me besides that. But my mind spins like, I feel like this person's going to say no, this, that, whatever. I miss a lot of opportunities because I'm turning myself down. They're not turning me down, but I'm turning down myself by not approaching them. There's been times where I've been sneaky, like I see people at a distance, and I kind of find a way to end up in the area they're in and approach them in a way where I just happen to be there, not like I saw them and went right for them. A lot of military people, they're willing to talk. Not everyone wants to be on camera. I did have one person tell me that he didn't want to be on camera, but at first he was okay with it. So, I kept the part that he was okay with, and I took the rest off. But the rejection hasn't been that bad. But it's just not easy. It's not easy to go up to a strange cold call salesperson who would just go into a place, don't even know the person, and sell advertising, or call people out of the blue and sell advertising. So he exposed me to approaching people that you don't know out of the blue, cold, and trying to get a conversation or find something to relate to. I'm sorry about my cough. A lot of people have coughs right now. I've been talking to people on the phone that have coughs. But anyway, so approaching people's not easy, but I really feel like I need to get more people on my channel, like just strangers or people. There's people that use this cemetery is a place to exercise, so they'll go for walks and things like that, or jogs or bicycle. some people walk their pets, but I would be cautious about bringing a pet because somebody might say, you know, maybe you're not cleaning up after your pet. But, and that's another thing, is that everybody's opinion of respect at a cemetery is different. And it's not that I don't have respect. A lot of it is that I don't have superstitions about it. And somebody who's very superstitious can interpret somebody else as being disrespectful because it's against where they're coming from and what's going on for them. So at the same time, you know, if you listen to the most extreme person, you wouldn't even be able to drive through the cemetery because they got a problem with you driving on the road too. Because there has been people commenting about that as well. But don't know what to say really. I was just coming on and talk about that volunteering thing and trying to see if Regina would come on. But I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy for the thumbs up. So I have a plan on going to many places, but for now, because gas and the holiday and everything like that, I still have a couple weeks worth of videos that are really only names, because I went to a cemetery and I've been going to that cemetery different times to do different sections, and the 2 sections I did that day were all names. So some people might think that, oh, people have been complaining about her doing names, that's why she's doing so many. No. You know, it's not easy to go filming and feel like it has to be interesting or it has to be mixed, or I'm in a cemetery arguing with myself saying, well, I just took 20 videos of names. You know, all I'm doing is taking more video of names. It's like I can't find a military grave or something different or an infant grave or anything. It's like, so it puts pressure on me, but at the same time, it is what it is. I get what I get. Who's there is who's there. And just like in the fall, I wanted to get as many, it didn't work out this way at all, but in the fall I wanted to get as many videos with the leaves and fall in the background and all the colors. I wanted to get enough videos to last halfway through the winter, or to switch it up, like snow, fall, a snow one, a fall one, a winter, a fall one. But that didn't work out because my phone broke. And then I lost the SD card. But it's hard because going with the flow, it might not be mixed up enough. Like when I was doing the pet cemetery videos, if you notice, like the sequence they're in, it was like 1 or 2 pet videos for the day plus 3 regular videos for the day. So it was frustrating because I felt like if all I did was post all the pet ones, it would have been like a month of just animals, and then people wouldn't want to watch because there was no people. So I'm not trying to complain, I'm just saying it's not easy. People want me to be like everybody else, but the thing is, everybody else is different. Like, they want me to be like everybody else, but everybody else is different. And I've been accused of copying other channels when my channel was on here longer than theirs, like in time. or whatever, or my channel's nothing like theirs. So then when I first started doing cemeteries, at first I was just cheesy, and then I started to push things almost to the controversial level, and right now I started doing a lot of shorts. So there is a lot of older videos. Some of them might be offensive because, like I said, a lot of people are superstitious. So if they see me stepping on something, or they see me in a certain area or near a freshly buried person, they, get upset. But I'm not a witch, and it's not anything to be mean. It just is what it is. It's an expression of art. Like the whole dancing videos, that started during the COVID shutdown. One, I had nothing to do. Two, I had favorite songs. Three, I always wanted to be in a dance or music video because, I was born in the 80s, and in Oregon, the state of Oregon, they had, I don't know if it was, I don't remember the name of the town, but I want to say Old Sacramento, but I don't even know if that's Oregon. Anyway, they had these things where they would play a song that you liked because there wasn't as much copyright issues. Play a song that you like, and you would dance, and they would film you like you're singing to the music that you like. So I always wanted to do that. So that's another reason for why I was dancing in the cemeteries. I wanted to do something artistic that nobody else did, and I wanted to honor the fact that the death rate was so high. But I wanted to dress up and do cosplay, so I just mixed all those things together, and that's where that came from. It's not some witchcraft or anything like that. It's just something that I did inspired by the shutdown. The shutdown inspired a lot of people. Even people that were really, really stuck. I wasn't really, really stuck. I live in an area where they weren't pulling people over to see if they had one of those working permits they had there for a little bit. They had to prove they were on their way to work, or the job was having to issue these to people, and police were pulling people over to prove that. Yeah, it was happening in this state, but not where I'm at, not in this area. So I had the freedom to go where I wanted, and nobody was going to bother me. So it was scary to do, though, because 9 times out of 10, I was alone. And then I got to worry about, just strange people driving by, or, worry about a semi-truck driver. A semi-truck driver could kidnap me, and I'm not trying to be mean. It's just, that's what I fear sometimes, especially on those rural roads. One time I was filming, seeing those the crosses at accident sites on the side of the road, and there was an area that had 6 crosses, but there was nowhere to park because there's no shoulders. Out where I'm at, there's no shoulders. It's just the lane, and that's it. And so I had to park in a greenery area or something and walk, and I was freaking out every time I saw a semi, because that's what happens to people. But anyway, I don't know what else to talk about. But I appreciate the company, and please leave comments, read my community posts, and or leave suggestions or send emails. So I hope you have a good night, and thank you very much.